Top 10 Creepiest Catfish. The most trending thing among youngsters is online dating. It can be fun as well as exciting, unless you're being catfished by someone. In this video, we're presenting you with the creepiest catfishes we came across from MTV's show Catfish. Watch number 2 for a sight of the most shocking catfish ever. Before we go on, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon to receive notifications for all our future videos. And now, let's get going. 10. Brandon and McKenna. A slight shift from the usual, this case was handled by Nev and Kayla Tran. Brandon contacted Nev to help him meet the love of his life, McKenna, whom he'd met online. When contacted, McKenna said that she'd recently moved to Florida and couldn't video chat or send her photo to Brandon because her dad had turned off the multimedia settings. Nev spotted something fishy in the whole ordeal, and his digging exposed that McKenna was using another girl, Maria's picture, to fool Brandon. Some more investigation revealed that McKenna was actually a girl from Brandon's high school who was obsessed with Harry Styles and happened to be an ex-fling of Brandon's. On questioning Brandon, Nev and Kayla found out that McKenna was actually Caris, who Brandon knew very well. Caris and Nikki, who happened to be Brandon's ex, were best friends back in high school. However, since both of them loved the same guy, it sort of tore them apart. And now they were meddling with the boys' feelings. Sad story, but thankfully Brandon was saved, thanks to Nev's digging and timely intervention, and the Powerpuff Girls. Next up is a story of a best friend wanting to up her relationship game by hiding her personality. Stay tuned to know more. 9. Kelsey and Domo. When things don't turn out the way you plan, you turn towards your friends, right? Best friends are there for you forever and always, but this was not the case for Kelsey. Kelsey fell in love with a guy named Charles online. He would refuse to video chat and call. With the help of Nev and Max, she finally met the love of her life, but here's the twist that signature catfish stories have. Charles never existed. Charles was made up by her best friend Domo. Domo admitted to having a crush on Kelsey for a long time, but she was just too scared to come out. She was more comfortable pretending to be the man of Kelsey's dreams. As true as Domo's feelings were, the way of her doings was a total no-no. Imagine how Kelsey must have felt when she found out that the person she used to tell every detail of her life betrayed her. Heartbroken, of course. Helping someone out of their mental struggles is really a good thing, but doing it in a way that puts them back to the same position is not. Stay tuned to find out what exactly happened in the next story. 8. Dylan and Mary. For the last few years, Dylan has been really struggling with the people in his life, pushing them away, cutting off toxic relations that had been really traumatic for him. He then resorted to dating online, where he finally found someone who understood him and stood by his side no matter what. It was all sunny for him until one day he got a text saying that his girlfriend, Allie, was an imposter. It was then that he asked Nev and Max to find out the truth. After investigating, they came to know that Allie was actually someone named Mary. Mary had been addicted and obsessed with catfishing people since she was nearly 14 years old. On confrontation, Mary apologized and told Dylan that she never wanted to hurt him and he was her type from the start. Well, we can obviously understand what Dylan was going through. What Mary did can be equated to playing with Dylan's feelings. Social media helps you hide your identity and pretend to be someone you're not, but doing something like that is not cool. Here's a story of a girl who lied about having cancer just to get someone to love her. 7. Mike and Caroline. Mike fell in love with a girl named Caroline on a dating site. Being in the same city and never meeting should actually have been a cue for Mike, but he didn't catch it. Caroline used to stalk Mike, literally, which creeped him out, so he resorted to asking for help from Nev and Max. What happened next made us feel a little uneasy. As it turns out, Caroline wasn't really the one who was talking to Mike. It was Heather, who made a fake profile and engaged Mike in it. The backstory goes like this. Heather made an account with the name Claire, which was to find out if her friend's husband was cheating. Mike had texted Claire as well. Later on, Heather confessed to Mike about this fake profile, which really didn't go well with him. So out of anger, she made another account named Caroline and used it to gain Mike's attention, eventually falling hard for him. She even went to the lengths of telling him that she had cancer just so that he would start caring for her. Wow, that's a whole new level of being insensitive. Up next, a story of two young women fighting with their own demons while getting romantically involved with each other. 6. Markie and Blair. Breakups are not easy to handle, and they really hurt. Same happened with a girl named Blair who was tormented by her earlier online love interest. She was completely broken, homeless, and depressed when she met Markie on Instagram. Markie supported Blair and lifted her from all kinds of sadness. After 4 months of online chatting, they decided to finally meet. Markie somehow disappeared a week before they met, and later, Blair got to know that Markie was kidnapped. A week after this, Markie contacted Blair from a mental hospital and said that she wished to be only a friend to Blair. On hearing this, she was completely devastated. She tried calling her dad too, but Markie replied that she couldn't be with her anymore. So Blair approached Mark and Nev, and they started their investigation, which unveiled pretty disturbing information about Markie. On being confronted, Markie tried to make up some story which nobody could willingly believe. Later, she confessed to having lying issues. While Markie herself was moving her way out of troubling behavior, Blair thought it would be good to not get romantically involved with her. Next up is the story of a young guy named Justin who catfished other men to show signs of infidelity. Stay tuned to find out more. 5. Artis and Jesse. Endless talks and a single photo was enough for Artis to fall in love with Jesse, but the reality was that Artis was already a father and in a committed relationship with another woman. Living in the same suburb 20 minutes apart, Jesse and Artis have never spoken on the phone. As stupid as it may sound, it was very real for Artis. And now for the big reveal. Jesse was not a girl at all. A guy named Justin made the fake profile with the name Jesse initially for fun, but soon he started realizing that men who are already committed were cheating in their relationships, and so he marched out on a mission to avenge and bust all the cheaters. Wow, what a vigilante. His anger issues made him ruin several lives. He used to get men to cheat on their current partners and then reveal his identity. What's bad is that Justin doesn't see anything wrong with what he did and said he would continue doing it no matter what. Watch out, dudes. Up next, watch how this celebrity was catfished. 4. Tracy and Sammy. Well, we've never seen this type of catfish ever. It's not like the typical sorts where one falls in love with a fake person. Here, the celebrity Tracy Toms is involved in a catfishing episode. Tracy came up to Nev and Max to see if she's being catfished by her fans. She started befriending her fans online and quickly got close to Sammy, Reese, and Marissa. Being terribly close to Reese, Tracy knew that she had cancer. One day she got a message from Sammy that Reese had died. Sammy even films the funeral. Things turned bad when Tracy started doubting the news. Along with Nev and Max, she found out that Sammy was handling all 3 fan accounts. Sammy loved getting attention from Tracy, and this prompted her to make 3 different accounts. What's worse was that she filmed her cousin's death ceremony and showed it to Tracy as Reese's. Later, Sammy admitted to being really lonely and was forgiven by Tracy. Up next, have you ever heard of someone who loves catfishing people as a hobby? Stay tuned to find out more. 3. John and Kelsey. A software guy named John started liking a girl named Kelsey online. Kelsey would never video chat or send photos because she said she had a condition called body dysmorphic disorder, meaning that she felt that she had big flaws with her appearance. Max and Nev traced Kelsey down and all of them got a big shocker. A man was operating Kelsey's profile. Rather, a boy named Adam for whom it was all just a joke. Catfishing was something that Adam did just to pass his time. Having catfished more than 30 people, he loved to get attention as the bad boy. And to top it all off, with a huge grin on his face, he even said that he was the king of catfishing, and he felt nothing, rather good, looking at John's disappointment. On confrontation, Adam admitted to having created Kelsey's profile to get to know Ellie better. Ellie was his love interest, and the catfishing episode went on from there. Up next, another story of a girl who catfished people just for fun. 2. Felicia and Tracy. This case of catfishing is downright disgusting and surely the creepiest. Felicia's photos were being used by a girl named Jacqueline Linkwood for 6 straight years. This ruined Felicia and her friend's high school life. In no time, Max and Nev tracked down who operated the fake profile. Generally, perpetrator shows some kind of remorse, but Tracy was excited to be on camera. Tracy was an embodiment of stupidity, we can say. She loved stealing Felicia's photos and cyberbullying. She liked doing it because she herself was bullied by other people. She didn't care if someone did anything with their lives because of her wrongdoings. Her giggly nature irritated the hell out of everyone. Later on, when Tracy's mother found out about her daughter's behavior, she got really upset. She made her apologize to Felicia. Well, that really is some twisted stuff. And at number 1, we have a story that nobody in their sane mind would believe. The supernatural element of this story left us all chilled to the bone. I saved the best for last, but first I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it. It really works. 1. Kayla and Courtney. Kayla had been a good girl since she was a kid, despite having a troubled family. She reached out to Nev and Max to keep her from someone pretending to send her messages through her dad, Frankie. You see, the problem was that her dad had died when she was 14 years old. You heard that right. Kayla's dad had died a tragic death in a police cell where he hanged himself. He was even diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. Enter Courtney. Courtney had nothing to do with Kayla's father or her family. However, she had an encounter with Frankie's spirit and eventually felt the need to convey his apologies to his daughter. Nev and Max did their usual digging and found out if there was a connection between their families. And no, there wasn't. Courtney told specific information to Kayla and her aunt, who were skeptical about it at first, but later believed it completely that Frankie actually visited Courtney. Not only this, but the spirit seemed to have presented itself in front of the entire crew of Catfish as well. Believe it or not, Kayla got the closure she wanted, and this episode surely left us creeped out. So what do you think was the creepiest of them all? Write to us in the comments section below. We hope you enjoy the video. See you next time. Thanks for watching, and have an excellent day.